So let us now guys now talk about the most important thing before getting started with this course is downloadation part, and that is really important because without downloading the resources that we need to run the program and we need to learn the Python, we are not going to be doing anything in Python. So first of all, we need to download the two things majorly. The first thing is the Python official, the Python, we need to download Python, and after that the second thing that we need to download is the Visual Studio Code. Now in spite of using Visual Studio Code, you can use other platforms as well. Like there is the PyScripter or PyCharm. There are a bunch of the applications for that, but my best recommendation to you guys will be Visual Studio Code. The reason will be cleared in this video only, so stay tuned for that till the end. So first of all, we need to download the Python. So we'll just head over to Chrome or any browser out there, and we'll just search Python download. And the first ever website that comes over the search engine, that is the python.org, is the official website of Python. And the latest version of Python is over here, Python 3.11.1. this is the latest version of Python the time I am recording the video, and that can go higher if you just watch the video afterwards, or that can literally be higher only. So the simplest thing is you can download the Python website over going to just click here, and you can get the Python, the latest version of Python downloaded. But over here website, you can see the older versions of Pythons as well. If you see over here that if you want to download Python 10.1 or by 3.11.0 or 3.10.9 and stuff like that, you can download that versions as well. But let us now download the Python latest version. Click over here and the downloadation will be started, and the file is downloaded. So click on that file, and the simplest and the most important thing while downloading the Python in your laptop or in your PC is that add python.exe to path. And this is a really important thing. Without adding the Python to path, that can create lots of errors in Python that I'll be not explaining in detail about that. First of all, just you need to keep this in mind that you need to add Python to path, and after that the simplest the installation will be just click on the install now button, and it will say permission. So just click over there yes, and automatically it will download the Python and install it in your PC or in your laptop over there. And the same steps are valid for Mac users as well. So there is no like kind of a different section in that. So the same things is valid for Mac users as well. So you can directly copy that as well from the Mac for the Mac users or the Apple users. So here you go, it is downloading installing the Python 3.11.1. yeah, so the setup was successful, and we need to close over here. But just to cross check if the Python has been installed or not, go to the CMD, it is a command prompt. Open the command prompt and just type over here Python, and here you can see that Python 3.11.1 is there, and that is the thing that proves that Python has been successfully installed in your laptop or in your PC. Just to cross check that, this is really important. So after downloading the Python, go over there in the command prompt, type just Python over there, type just Python, and that can literally give you the best version or the available version of Python in your PC or in your laptop. Now the second thing that we need to download is Visual Studio Code. So we just need to click over here and just search for VS Code download. And now the reason and the thing is that why we really need to download VS Code only. So let us talk about the reason first of all. So if you just click over here Windows user, so here you can see basically that I just need to pause this over first of all here. So now guys, let us understand the real reason why you should download the Visual Studio Code only to run the programming languages. Now VS Code is not just for Python. You can literally program any programming language out there using Visual Studio Code, and that really doesn't matter for any coding language or anything you can do in VS Code. Now the real reason why you should download Visual Studio Code is because of the top extensions and bunch of the features like intelligent code completion. There are a bunch of the things in Visual Studio Code that can eventually auto-complete your code. Like it can literally predict what you're going to type, and it can just give you suggestions over that, like this kind of suggestions, and that can eventually like help you to complete your code intelligently. Now there is a streamlined debugging in Visual Studio Code, that is in the terminal mode. In Visual Studio Code there is a terminal, and with the run function you can debug and run the program after that. So we will just get into that in the future videos. So after that, that is the fast and powerful editing as usual. Like there are a couple of things in the Visual Studio Code that can be helpful and that can be really productive for your process of writing the code. Now here you can see in this photo that there are the multiple cursors over there, and this is the kind of functionality that is provided in the Visual Studio Code only. Like you can use literally multiple cursors. You can just press and hold the alt key and just select the multiple cursors over there, and then type all that lines in the using the same multiple cursors. And that is like, I'll be talking about that in the future video as well, so don't worry about that. So after that, the second feature that it provides is the top extensions in Visual Studio Code. Now these extensions are really interesting because that can really help your coding journey to be really productive and fast as compared to just the traditional path. As if suppose now we are learning Python, so there are extensions for Python, then there is Jupyter, then Python again, C/C++, there is Jupyter Key Map, Jupyter Notebook, live server for HTML, CSS, JavaScript or front-end development, stuff like that, and prettier code format that can literally make your code aesthetic and give you a pretty look and aesthetic look. So this is kind of the extensions that are offered in Visual Studio Code. These are just few of them. You can see more in the marketplace. If you just go over there in the marketplace, there are literally many of the extensions that are provided by Visual Studio Code, and majority of them are provided by Microsoft, so don't worry about the originality or the trustworthiness of that. So here are these guys, like there is a GitHub Copilot and batch rename, many more things like that for the for every use out there. There is an extensions over there, so don't worry about that. Recently added stacks, like literally there's a huge marketplace over there. Search and just get it. Everything is free of cost, and that is the most important thing in Visual Studio Code. You don't need to pay anything to do anything in the Visual Studio Code, so that is a kind of interesting thing. So after that, there are a bunch of the keyboard shortcuts as I said earlier. With these keyboard shortcuts you can literally increase the productivity and many more things like that. So that was it, pretty much it. Click over there, download, and till now you might have downloaded already. Click on the Windows and this is automatically download, then an exe file or the setup for file for you guys, that is quite of 88 MBs for now. That can be a huge or that can be of a high size in the future, I don't know about that. So it will download it. Basically I have already downloaded, what we can say, I have already downloaded Visual Studio Code setup. So I'll just double click over here, and that can literally like I'll just pause this and I will just go over my download section and double click Visual Studio Code setup, and here is the Visual Studio Code setup. I will just accept the agreement, next, and here click on every path over there. That is really important, because with this, like first of all, these both ticks are not there in your by default section. You need to just check in every bar or every box over there, because the open with code is the option that can be really helpful and productive for you guys. Because if suppose I created an empty folder and I want to open that folder in Visual Studio Code, so that can really be helpful. If I just right click in the folder, that can be, there is an option coming over there that open with code, and that can literally open that same folder in the VS Code. And that is the kind of productive or the fast thing that Visual Studio Code offers to everybody. So just click over there in the next, after that install, and that is all that it takes to install the Visual Studio Code setup. I just assume that everyone has understood every concept about downloadation part. This is kind of a very simple part and everything is crystal clear. Follow each and every step and you can download easily everything without having any errors. So you can launch the Visual Studio Code. We'll just launch it, click on the finish, and it will automatically launch Visual Code over there. So this is kind of a thing that I had done already, my older kind of things. but it will be like this first of all. And we'll be talking about everything in the Visual Studio Code, don't worry about that. So first of all, that was pretty much it about downloadation part, that we needed to download everything over there. So after that, this was pretty much it for this lecture, and I just assume that everyone has been cleared about that, and just follow these steps step by step. That will not give any error to you guys. And in the upcoming lecture, we will be programming our programs of Python in VS Code only. So download it before getting started. Like if you want to watch the next lecture, so before watching that next lecture, first of all download VS Code and Python, and then move toward the next lecture. That is the most important thing, and just a small recommendation to you guys. So just do that, and we'll move towards the next chapter over there. So with this I conclude the first chapter of downloadation part, and I will see you in the next video of types of the first ever program that we'll be doing in Python. So see you in that program. Bye bye.